Yo, what's going on? And today we are starting a new series and it will be called Beat from Scratch. And I have previously tried to record an episode already about 10 minutes ago, but my sound was all messed up for some reason. So we're trying again. And so let me walk you through what we did off camera. So we started off um, by making a melody. So the beat that we're working on today is a dark trap beat at about 100 BPM, and it'll be in the key of A minor, as far as we're aware right now. We are doing everything from scratch, and we're just going kind of off the top of our head. It's a fun little series. We're just having fun, nothing too serious. So let me walk you through what we did. Um, we made a little melody here. And then we routed that into the mixer channel. We put in an EQ cutting of the lows and the reverb, which is my ambient preset. You can copy the settings right now, or you can screenshot it. And then what I did after was I added this layer of the same melody with a different preset, playing the exact same melody, and it's got the exact same effects on it. The second part I did was I created this ambience here, almost like a texture. In fact, I'm going to shorten that right now and lengthen that one a little bit. And then what I did after that was I added this counter melody, which is playing this. And then layered that on top. And then um I added this atmosphere sample that I got from a sample pack. This is what it sounds like. And all the effects that are on these guys here, they're all pretty much exactly the same, and they're like that for a reason. And so I was thinking about this part being the main beat part, and this is a little intro here. So for the intro, so far what we've got is we've got this counter melody here that starts off, and this pattern here is literally just this pattern, but I cut it and then duplicated that. And then right here, I'm just automating the reverb to dip. And I think in the future of this beat, I'm going to automate the volume to dip right here as well so that it's more impact. This is what the intro section sounds like so far. So I think next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some drums. We're going to work on some drums. We're going to mute all of these. My mouse is bugging. Going to mute all these, and we're going to work on the drums. So I think for my kick, I have some splice samples here. I'm going to use my trusty Kick Dark, and I'm going to straight away route that into the mixer. and bring the volume down a little bit. Let me loop this section right here. Zoom in. And for our snare, we're going to use this guy right here. Very snappy, very punchy. I like it. We're also going to route this guy into the mixer and bring the volume down as well. And with this guy, we're going to put an EQ on it, and we're going to get rid of any of the unwanted low frequencies. Sounds good around there. And we're going to just lower that a little bit. And I'm actually going to put a limiter on that too. There we go. Now let's make a basic beat pattern. I think right here we're going to go and do some triplets. Yeah. Go back onto line. There's just realized I didn't loop that properly. Now let's do our kick patterns. I'm happy with that. Now let's add a hi-hat. And I'm going to go into here. And I'm going to get my trusty hi-hat that I always use. And we're just going to make... Oh. And we're just going to make a pattern for the hi-hats. And now let's route that into the mixer. Bring the volume down a little bit. Let's put an EQ on that. And get rid of all that we don't need. And one thing I like to do is add a little bit of a reverb. I just go into the small studio, low cut, a little bit more decay. That sounds good, but it still sounds a little boring. I think we need to add maybe a crash cymbal. I like this one. I'm gonna put this one in, route that into the mixer. And let's put an EQ on that and do a low cut as well. Oh, wrong thing. Just EQ that really annoying frequency there. And let's put that on every like yeah, every third. Let's add a couple of percussion. I like this one, but one thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna shorten it. And I'm going to duplicate that into the next section here. Add that to the mixer channel. And also EQ that. You don't want any unwanted frequencies. Sounds good right there. Let's add a little reverb to that. I like the way that sounds. Let's add a little. Add a little vocal on the off beats or every other. Sounds good there. Duplicate that here. And let's run that into the mixer as well. Add an EQ. Lower the volume quite a bit. I like the way that sounds there. This is what the drums sound like so far. I think there is one more thing I'm gonna add, and it's another snare. It'll be like a little snare roll. Be right at the end. Here. Bring those up a little bit. That's good there. Route that into the mixer. EQ. I like that right there. And then put that there too, but let's make that unique. And let's make that unique. I like the way that sounds there. And let's copy that pattern here. Go to that. And now, one thing I'm going to do is create a new bus called kick and snare, and route just the kick and the snare into that one. Create a whole drum bus for everything. Except the kick and the snare, which they don't need to be routed anywhere. That kick should be routed into here. Now we will route those into here. Create a side chain bus. And we'll sidechain to this track. Put on a limiter. Add on compression. Sidechain kick and snare. And let's just adjust that accordingly. You can copy my settings if you'd like again. Kind of just doing this off the top of my head. And then all the instruments that are playing are gonna get routed into the sidechain. And now everything should be sidechain to the drum. Now let's just adjust the sidechain. And one thing I'm going to add on the drums is Cymatics Diablo. It is probably one of my favorite plugins for trap drums. I'm going to add a little bit of punch. I'm just going to soft clip quite a bit. See what that sounds like. I'm going to put the output down quite a bit. Oh, we got nice, super punchy drums. One thing we can do now is mess around a little bit with the intro and add the hi-hats around here. Obviously, cut them off here. Gonna add the crash symbol at the beginning. And we're gonna add these in here as well. Crash here as well. And I'm gonna look for a little impact sound for the intro, which might be in here. Use this one right here. Put that here. And put that in the mixer track. The volume right down. And one thing I like to do with these, obviously EQ it. And add a bunch of reverb. And add a bunch of delay. It gives it that nice effect, and I like that. Means I'm gonna get rid of that crash there. I'm gonna add a short sweep effect here. Gonna route that into the mixer. Bring the volume down quite a bit. And I'm gonna add a bunch of reverb. And I'm gonna do the same delay I did with the other thing. A little less. Now we're gonna do that same here, but shorten it a little bit. And now we're going to add 808 real quick. Make a new pattern. We'll add the 808 right here. And I'm gonna show you a very, very quick and easy way to make 808s. Very simple ones. So what I like to do is open up Harmor. Go on the default setting. And all you're doing is turning that knob a little bit here, so it's more of a square wave. And then put a filter on it. Then pitch it down to -24. You got a nice sub bass here. Put an envelope on it. Mess around with the envelope however long you want your 808. I like mine there. And one thing you can do as well is you can put a log distortion and just a little bit, and it gives it that little bit more oomph. And that is as easy as you can to make a basic 808 that you can then mess around with. So we're just gonna mute the I'm gonna mute the instruments and just work with the drums. And now let's make an 808 pattern. So we're in A, but it's quite low. If you don't have headphones, you probably won't be able to hear this very well. There's a triplet right there. Put a triplet down. Back to quarter step. Copy that over. There we go, that's the basic 808 pattern. And now let's mess around with the notes a little bit, maybe make it a little more interesting. I think right here I'm going to make a slide all the way down. Let's copy that over, so Control A and then Control B. I think we'll leave those ones where they were, and I'll put that one here. Okay, so now we have our 808. Let's route the 808 into the mixer. And I like to also put on the overdrive. Give it more fatness. Now let's see what that sounds like with our melody. Let's add the effects here. And right here, we're gonna bring everything out except to that little guy, which means we have to automate this as well. Extend that. Bring it back up. And there we go. And I think that is all we're gonna do in today's episode. I just really wanted to focus on the drums and the 808s. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will be back with another one in a couple of days where we will continue doing this beat. Um, we might possibly switch up and start making another beat, but I'm pretty sure we're just going to continue working on this one. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, have a great day, have a great night wherever you are. And now to hear from our sponsor.
Dubby Energy is an all-natural substitute to your everyday commercial energy drinks. They are a direct competitor to the likes of Sneak and G Fuel, rising very fast in popularity. While most average energy drinks contain synthetic caffeine and flavorings, Dubby is made up entirely of natural flavors and natural caffeine. You can now use my 10% discount code to use with your first order. The code will be in the description of this video, along with a link to their website where you can place your first order. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Thank you Dubby Energy for sponsoring this video.